You trying to get over your ex, you're gonna have to stop sleeping with them. Peace, family, peace, 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 peace. I hope you guys are having such an amazing, phenomenal, sensational day. Okay. Have you been struggling to get over your ex? Okay. In this video, I will discuss certain things I have done to get over my ex and certain things that perhaps is not the best thing to do, okay, whenever you are, I don't want to say trying to get over your ex, but whenever you are getting over your ex, okay. So, my name is Dina Bryant. I do these inspirational videos, I do some shopping videos, and today, honey, this hopefully will be the answer. And I want to say that you already know the answer and what to do, right? Deep down inside within yourself, but it's from the sense of this false identity of yourself, right? Or this false identity of what this person that you just was in a relationship would be able to do for you, right? Oftentimes it's like, well, if I get into a relationship, this person who I am getting into a relationship with, they will make me happy. This person will give me love. And all of that really stems from childhood. Okay. If you don't heal yourself and begin the process of healing yourself and getting rid of the programming and the subconscious mind that constantly tells you that, you have to do X, Y, and Z in order for you to be in that relationship. You have to find somebody in order to have love, right? All of those things are false beliefs, okay? And one of the great books that I am reading today, and I read this book several times, is called The Mystic Path of Cosmic Power by Vernon Howard. And in the book, it talks about how we have this false identity, right? And how oftentimes we feel that you want to say hello? Huh? Family, say hello to my G baby. But we oftentimes have this false identity thinking that, well, this person is going to bring me love. This person is going to bring me happiness, right? And when you was a child, if you didn't get the attention that you desired, okay, then a lot of times what we tend to do is we tend to go towards things that are familiar, okay? So perhaps maybe you are a woman and your daddy never was around, right? And maybe you attract guys that are unavailable, right? And you probably don't even, understand, like, or put two and two together. Because I know in my life, on my journey, okay, I never would analyze my life, right? I just would think that, oh, getting into another relationship was the ideal thing, right? Me finding love, like love has an address, okay, that was the idea thing. And what I come to realize is that no one can give you anything that you don't have. And if you don't start healing yourself and doing the work on yourself, then you will continuously find yourself in this vicious cycle of not feeling complete, feeling like you're not enough until you get into that relationship, feeling like, your life is filled with boredom because you have this notion that, well, I have fun once I get into that relationship. Or, now that I'm in a relationship, now somebody can love me. The whole goal is for us to love ourselves. So I'm gonna give you guys a few examples, in a relationship that I was in. And this is what I come to realize. See, when you start doing the work on yourself and you start becoming aware, awareness is key. So never beat yourself up whenever you you go backwards or whatever it is like that. Once you have. So I remember, right, like one day, I was dropping one of my exes off, right? The guy who I was with, in a relationship a few years ago. And I was started already doing the work on myself, healing myself and things of that nature. And, it's like an ongoing thing, okay? It's not like, well, I did it this time and then I'm exactly healed or fixed or whatever it is. Like, so when I was doing the work, well, I'm still, of course, doing the work on myself, okay? But I remember, and what led me to doing the work on myself, I was just sick and tired. So I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And one of the things that I started realizing, being in several relationships, okay, was that when I was settled, I would oftentimes think that this person is going to bring me joy, happiness, bliss, love, and everything like that. But what I come to realize was none of those things were true, okay? And no matter how many times I complained or tried to change the person still wasn't changed, okay? And that was because I wasn't changing. But once I started doing the work on myself, one of the things that I realized was, this person is the way he is, okay? And I have a choice to, keep on causing, inflicting pain on myself by constantly telling him what I want him to be or how I want him to be, or I can do something different and I can accept him exactly where he is. And, for all my exes, I can accept them exactly for where they were, okay? And then decide that I deserve better, right? So it's like I love all my exes. And one of the things that I had to come to realize was that they was doing the best that they knew how to do, okay? And then two, how did I attract them? Okay, the guys who I was in a relationship, how did I attract them? Oftentimes we talk about the person that we have been in a relationship with, and we think that only if this person would have done X, Y, and Z for us that the relationship would have lasted. And oftentimes that is not true. Okay. It is where we were frequency wise in order for us to have attracted that person. So what I realized in my life was, I wasn't even willing to do the things that I wanted the other person to do. Okay. And if I'm not willing to do it for myself, then how the hell could someone else give me something that I feel that I don't have? So the few steps that I give you guys, okay, they work. Okay. They definitely work. One is you definitely have to know what your purpose is. Okay. And this has been like the most relevant thing in my life in order for me to get over the person who I was in a relationship with. Okay. Know your purpose. And so what I started realizing in my life was that things that I often would look for. So, like when you just break up, with someone and you look for all these external things to complete you or for you to feel satisfied or for you to feel happy, right? And I recall this one relationship that I was in with this guy. And I just thought that I was created to be in that particular relationship. Okay. And I remember when we broke up, I had went to the mall to go get some stuff. I believe it was like some shoes or something. And as I was on my way to the mall, see what I was doing was I was substituting, okay? I was substituting looking for something still on the exterior, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get these shoes and I'm gonna feel better, right? Like almost, trying to soothe the pain of the breakup with some shoes, right? And I remember I got the shoes and stuff like that. And then after a few moments or, days or what, I don't even believe it was days. I think it was probably like a few hours. I started feeling the pain and the hurt and everything else. Okay. And all of that is because we feel that we can give something that we don't have. Okay. So sometimes people say, but I gave you all my love. All your love. Okay. Like we have to analyze some of the things that we tend to say when we get into relationships, or even find out, why do I want to be in a relationship? And if it's anything based upon scarcity or lack, those would be reasons to not get into a relationship, because you are just going to get more of scarcity and lack. You are going to get more of, you want that person to love you, but they constantly demonstrating that the love or their love language is not conducive to what you want. Okay. Also, you're going to have to stop having sex with them. Okay. Now, in the beginning, when I had broke up with the guys that I would be in relationships with, I will still entertain that thought and I would still have sex with them. And what that did for me, right? I would think like, oh, if I have sex with them, it could be a possibility of us getting back together. The relationship, it doesn't have to end. Or, I was sort of like try to trick myself or psych myself out, that, oh, it's just going to be sex, right? But it never was just sex, okay? Sex is magical, okay? We haven't been taught about what sex details, right? What it comes down to when we have sex with people. And it is a such thing as soul ties, okay? So oftentimes you feel like, why can't I get over this person? Or why do I keep thinking about this person? Why it feels like it's so hard to move on from this person, because your soul is connected to that person, okay? And by you cutting the sex off, okay, not having sex with the person, you start this healing process. Another thing that I would like to say is this, okay? Do not jump, hop, skip into another relationship, okay, once you break up with your ex, okay? Because one, when you jump into a rebound relationship, you will start comparing that person, that new person, to your ex, okay? Two, if you just got out of a relationship and go into another relationship, you had no time to heal yourself from the previous relationship. You had no time to reflect back and see, how did you attract this previous relationship. You had no time to pause and see exactly what it is that you desire. Okay. And for me, my last relationship, I did not jump, hop, and skip into another relationship. Okay. I just went on a date a few months ago. Okay. And so if you feel like, and all of that is due because, I started realizing and understanding that I am going to get more of the same thing if I continuously do the same exact thing. Okay. And that came from studying. That came from me analyzing my life. That came from me understanding that no matter how much I cry, plead, beg, for something new to occur in my life, nothing new was going to occur. Okay. The next thing is, if you have to do radio silence with this person, no form of communication, like you have to do that, right? Now, if you guys have children together, you still can do some form of radio silence, okay? Meaning that you can still communicate and co-parent with the person, okay? But you call them when it is really necessary for the children, okay? Not like excuses to call them or excuses to text them. And that was some of the things that I would do. I would like make excuses in order for me to contact them, okay? The next thing is go out. You have to enjoy your life. Too much idle time is the devil time, they say. Okay, too much freedom time, is the devil's time. You have to enjoy your life. You have to go out. I'm gonna share this story with you guys. It's kind of funny, but I remember, after this one breakup, and I'm doing the work on myself and things of that nature, and it was a bridge that I would walk on, okay? And I would walk this bridge from New Jersey to New York, okay? And the person who I once was in a relationship with knew that I was afraid. I used to be a little afraid of heights. And so we done broke up, and we had children together. And I remember he had called me, and he was saying like, hey, what's up? Was asking, what I was doing or whatever it was. And I said, oh, I'm walking a bridge. And he did not believe that. Like, he thought that I was walking a bridge with somebody else. He thought that I was like, I done jumped into another relationship, which I did not jump into another relationship. What I started doing was I started taking the time out for Dina. I started analyzing Dina. I started understanding and writing down exactly the person that I desire to be with. Okay. I start understanding that I cannot fix anyone, that the person has to come equipped already. Okay. And by them being equipped, then that means that I have to be equipped in order for me to manifest what I desire. Okay. The next thing is resentment. If you are holding resentment in your heart pertaining to this person, then that is a red flag right there that you did not get over the person. Okay? Because if you have resentment underneath, it shows that there is some type of pain that you are suffering from. Okay? And we have to all understand that pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice, okay? And when you have resentment, it's like, you resent this person. Oh, I gave this person all my time, or, all my years and stuff like that. And, the person continuously perhaps cheated on you, continuously disrespected you. You have to take some fork in there, okay? And you have to start telling yourself, all right, well, how was I showing up? What was I doing? Because let me tell you something. Nobody can do anything to us without our permission. Okay. And so when I was in a relationships, I remember, seeing all the red flags. Before we even got into the relationship, I had seen all the red flags. But what I wanted was, I wanted what I wanted, and I was very impatient. And so therefore I ended up with what I ended up with. Okay. And who do I blame? I blame myself. Okay. Because if I would have took the time out and did what I needed to do, okay, then I would have not been in certain relationships. But I am extremely grateful for the relationships that I was in, because those relationships that I was in, they struck up a asking of what I truly do want. In the words of Abraham Hicks, one of the things she says is, everything that we tend to go through in our lives, it is always for us to see what we do want. okay, and not continuously focus on what we don't want. And so that's what I started doing. I started, seeing what I do want. Okay. Another thing that you have to do is, take some time out for yourself. Okay. We are always there for everybody else, but you have to take time out for yourself. Another thing, do not play the cat and mouse game. Okay. Because you're going to lose. I remember one of the things that I would do was this. Okay. I would work out. Now, I would work out during the relationship that I would be in with the guy or whatever it was. And then I would work out also after the relationship. But I noticed that I would work out more after the relationship, right? And that sort of was, helping me. But you don't want to necessarily do it just for that person. Now, in the beginning, it may be something where as though it's like, all right, well, this is going to help me put my mind towards something else. Okay. And so I would work out. But what I noticed, what I would do was I would get dressed up. Okay. Whenever the person was coming over, to pick the children up or whatever, I would get dressed up. Okay. And perhaps I wasn't even going anywhere sometimes, or I would get dressed up and maybe I would say, well, I'm going to go to the mall because this person is coming over. Let me get dressed up and go to the mall and stuff like that. It wasn't like authentic. Okay. It wasn't like something that I really was going to do if that person wasn't coming over. If he wasn't coming over, I wasn't doing it. Okay. But since he was coming over, it's like, I got to show him, that I moved on. I got to show him that, I'm dressed up and all these different things, right? But only thing that did was, he had started talking to me. I give him the attention. He gives me a little bit of attention. And then I start talking to him and then we wind up in the bed and then I feel hurt. I feel like, oh my goodness, I should never slept with him. And be mindful too. Okay, especially when you're working on yourself or anything like that. When I talk about soul ties, they are very real. Like you could sleep with someone and then right after that, you have no ambition. You have, you don't want to do anything. You may feel a little depressed. You may feel some anxiety going on with you. That is because the people that you are sleeping with. Okay. And so that's what I realized even like after so. And this is like so important for you to start paying attention to. Because after I would sleep with him, I would notice like I felt like no ambition. Okay. Like things that I was doing to challenge myself, I didn't feel like I wanted to do them anymore. Right. Like for instance, I told you guys I would walk the bridge. Now, after I would sleep with this person, like I didn't want to walk the bridge, I didn't want to work out, because I start feeling like guilty, start beating myself up. Oh, you should never slept with him because, all the stuff that occurred and, like it was an ongoing thing. And what I'm so grateful for that because what they had showed me was like I was settling. What that showed me was that we have to accept the fact that things will never be the same. Accept the fact that you have to let go. You have to let go of, the expectations that this person, was my biati sweetie, my be all, right? This person was the answer to my prayers, or this person, just was gone. Change my life drastically. We have to let go of the expectations because when we expect so much from other humans, okay, we get let down each and every time. So if you are doing those things for yourself, okay, your expectations is not so high. Whereas though you're not going to continuously put yourself in a perpetual state, whereas though you continuously hurt yourself, okay? Because before anybody could hurt us, we hurt ourselves. And, it's a learning experience. And, you may go backwards. You may, sleep with your ex again, and, have those feelings. But what about if they get into another relationship? And then that is something, because that's what occurred in my life. Like, the person got into another relationship and I was upset. Okay. And I still slept with him. Okay. I still slept with him after he got in a relationship, because I was feeling like, oh, well, you know what? He was in a relationship. He was messing with this person while he was with me. It doesn't matter if he was messing with the person when they was with you or not. Okay. Where do your morals lie, right? Your loyalty to yourself. Where do you stand on it? And I had to take a deep look at myself and say, you know what? I'm not healed from this, okay? From, experiencing abandonment or I'm still working on myself. And I had to be honest with myself that I am still working on myself. And so as years went on, okay, we don't have no sexual relationships. Our relationship is very, very platonic, okay. I love my ex, okay, and I want the best for all my exes, okay. And that's something else that you have to understand. If you are wishing hatred on your ex, that means that you haven't gotten over them. If you are, if you can't be happy for the person that they choose to be with, then that means you still haven't gotten over them, okay? You have to understand what you wish on someone else. At the same time, you wishing that for yourself, okay? And with that being said, if you guys have any questions, okay, leave them in the chat, leave them in the comments. I love you guys. Keep rocking out. Keep believing in yourselves. I'm not going to say that this is the easiest thing, okay? And I'm not going to say it's the hardest thing. But when you start knowing who you are, okay, and taking the time out for yourself and understanding, okay, why you attract the people you attract, then you can start moving in the direction of what you truly desire. By you just understanding that, you know what, why I keep on attracting the same exact people. By you making that statement, that shows that you are aware that something ain't right, okay? All right? So I catch you guys on the next one. Rock out, believe in yourself. Till next time.